to be a man who used to also guide tours in breaking the silence. And he's telling that at some point the guy standing at the top is calling them, the rest of his team, the rest of his platoon, and saying, guys, don't you think there a few minutes ago there were a few more people here? Sorry. And he's saying, yes, more people, so what? A minute after, they get a radio call saying that 15 young women from the settlement, young Jewish women from the settlement with babies in their hands entered to the Shalalot. Shalalot is the market behind us. Behind us there is still living market. And they get a radio call saying that 15 young women, Israeli women from the settlement, enter the Palestinian market, which is still alive behind us. When he told the story, he's saying, you know, the first things that went on my head is that they're going to be butchered. I mean, we're talking about, you know, two rivalry communities. The people here are the Palestinians here, although the market is still alive, there are fences all over the market because they are right underneath the Avraham Avinu settlement, and the guys from the settlement are they throw, you know, toilets and they throw garbage on them. Not very good neighbors. So he's saying that. So he's saying, you know, we're running there, we're entering to the market, and all that goes on our head is that they're going to be butchered. And we entered, and the way he said it, very dramatic guy, he said, well, they told us they have babies on their hands, they didn't say that they have sticks on the other hands. And what he sees, it's very hard for me to, you know, I won't be able to really explain the same words he said it, but what he sees in front of him is the 15 women, more or less, completely destroying everything that comes on their way, taking off, you know, the things from the walls, beating old Palestinians. Now they need to start evacuating them. The police can't enter them because they're not allowed, or they don't do it. It's the military zone. Now they need to start evacuating them, but they're not allowed to use any force on Israelis, right? So they start, the way they do it, they called, of course, you know, more people from the company came. And they decided that half of the platoon, half of the platoon would come from one side, and half of the platoon will come from the other side of the street, and they will close on them, okay? They will close like this on them, I'm sorry. And Eran is telling this, he say, every time I touch them, they start shouting at me, you gay, lover, nachal, Nazi, don't forget your job, don't, you know, what you're doing, and things like this. And he's getting scared. It's people that he's living with, it's people that, you know, and his sergeant from the other side is shouting at him, you know, what are you doing? Get out of your shock. I don't know how to say it in English. Start do your job. So he's continuing. So they're doing this back and forth, very gently, trying to get them outside. But this is a place Palestinians are still allowed to walk. So you start to have a crowd of Palestinians on the back of you, shouting, you know, what are you doing? Take them out of here. They always do it. You know, look at what you've done. Stop it. Why are you done stopping it? At some point, the crowd is getting too, and they're shouting back. You know, the soldiers are shouting at the Palestinians. You know, get off, get back. You're disturbing us. Keep a distance from us. But and they're going back to trying and taking the group out of it, out of the market. At some point, there are too many Palestinians too near. So I always say that both we, the soldiers, and the Palestinians know very well the handcuff procedure, you know, taking plastic handcuffs, putting on the eyes. And so at some point, they handcuffed 4 or 5 Palestinians. What we call them, dry them out. Is you're not really, you know, you teach the rest of the Palestinians a lesson. They handcuffed 4 or 5 of them, then the rest of them, you know, take a distance, and then they return and gently step by step, take the Israelis, women out of there. It takes about 2 hours to take the Israeli settlers out of the market. It does. It's not. It's in for another. And they're not. They got from here. They got in from here. But when they got him out, I'll show you. It's another check. It's another passage to the market. They stand over there for 2 hours waiting for the police. You as a soldier, you don't know what to do with Israelis. What are you? If it will be a Palestinian, you know what to do. You can either take them to your base, dry them out for 2, 3, 4 hours, wait for the Secret Service to come. If they come, it's okay. If they don't come, you teach them a lesson for another 12 hours or 8 hours, and in the morning you release them. But here you're waiting, and they're waiting for the police to come. And after 2 hours, the head of the Pluga, the company, the head of the company, calls on the radio and tells them, guys, where are you? I mean, you finished 2 hours taking them out of the market. I'm waiting for you in the last 2 hours. And they're saying, well, we're waiting for the police. And he's saying, well, if the police is not coming, just release them. We don't have the whole day and we have more missions to do. And they're releasing them. Now, I want to emphasize 2 things here. 2 things? Yeah, 2 things. One is the 2 systems of law that we talked about, both formal and informal, the way it works. Formal, now the police can handle Israelis, and